Welcome back to Camp Out West. If you're new here, we're John and Emily, and we recently just sold our home and all our belongings to buy this, an old abandoned caravan park that used to be home to the coal miners that worked in the colliery across the road. The mine closed back in 1989, and the caravan park has been left to become completely overgrown. So now that we're the new owners, we've been working hard to clear up all the leftover rubbish. And now, after 15 months living on the land in our 20-year-old caravan with our dog Maggie, making do with our DIY outside shower we built out of recycled materials, and using the local laundrette to do our clothes washing, we finally start work on a very important build. If you watched our last episode, you would have seen us clearing the area where our upcoming toilet, shower and laundry building will go, and this week we start work on the foundations. We have no experience in this type of building work, so we hope you enjoy watching us figure it all out as we go.
Our week started with an early morning delivery of materials for the start of our shower block build. Once unloaded, we double checked the measurements for our base and used our laser level to check out the ground before setting our string line, so we knew where the first concrete pillars would be going. So we're working now on the back row of the concrete piers. That's going to be the foundation for the shower block. So we're going to have 4 of these piers going down the back here. What's good and bad here is that we've cleared the kind of the weeds and the grass off the surface, and we've actually found another hard standing because this is where there used to be a caravan back in the day. So that's good and bad. It means obviously we've got a really solid surface to put our concrete on, but it also means for our concrete piers we're having to dig out some of that hardcore, just so we've got enough depth to the concrete to bolt the building to so it doesn't fly away. But we've basically, I've done this with like some offcuts of our decking. I've got some rougher bits of wood for the rest of it, but essentially this is the frame that we're going to make. It's going to give us a 40 by 40 centimetre block size for the concrete, and then we're going to probably do like, well, I think these are about 100 mil, these boards, so we're going to probably make the piers about 200 mil, if not a bit more, and then we're also going to dig down into the ground, so there's going to be quite a substantial amount of concrete supporting the weight of the building.
First we started cutting up some of the old decking boards so we could make all the shuttering for our concrete piers. We needed 26 of these boxes in total, so it took a while to get them built. Winter has finally arrived in Wales. It feels so strange to be back in my turtlenecks and beanies to be working outside, but it was torrential rain from about 6 a.m. this morning and gale force winds, and it really felt like the caravan was going to take off. But it's finally dried up now. It's about 3 in the afternoon, so I'm going to crack on doing the foundation of the shower base behind me. So John was cutting up all the shuttering last night, which we're going to pour the concrete in, and I'm just going to carry on digging all the feet holes where we're going to pour the concrete and put the shuttering into, so hopefully the rain stays at bay. The ground I'm digging is actually an old hard standing from where a caravan used to live back in the 50s, so it was quite a tough surface for me to dig out. We need to dig out 12 of these holes in total, so now the first one is done, I start work on the rest. We also had 14 more shuttering boxes to make, so while I was having breaks from digging, I helped John with these.
I think Maggie thinks we're making something for her. Beep.
Come on, beep, beep, beep.
Come on. Well, filthy girl.
John, she's so needy today, look. If you can't tell. You're a needy girl today.
You okay?
You just want all the love?
Roughly level.
You okay in there? Are you okay?
He's come up by like a centimetre and a half. Is there a reason to not use the rabbit string line
In the way.
in the way?
We decided to make the two end bases first to make sure the whole back wall would be completely level.
So this is the first bit of shuttering for our first concrete pier. So for the foundation of this building, we're going to be making 12 of these concrete piers. So we've put in our sub base, which we've whacked down, got it nice and level. And the reason we're going with this type of foundation for this building is we're going with the permitted development rules. So we've had to come a certain distance off of our boundary, which we've done. And then this is going to be like a non-permanent structure. So in the future, if we decide like the glamping isn't a great business or we don't enjoy it, it means that we can unbolt our structure from these concrete blocks, and then it can be lifted off with a high ab. And then if we want to sell it or something in the future, we could sell the whole shower block. Next, we are ready to start mixing our concrete for the building piers. We've never made concrete before, so we're quite nervous about getting it right. We made a start on our concrete piers for our foundation. The first two that we've done them by hand, just mixing in a wheelbarrow, and we've quickly realised, as much of you told us to, we needed a cement mixer because it's pretty tiring just mixing it in the wheelbarrow. And we've done two. We've got another Is it another 10 left to do?
Yeah, 10.
And yeah, we figured that's going to kill us, I think. So we had a look online. Well, we looked to see if we could buy a second-hand mixer, but for some reason people want like lots of money for second-hand mixers. So we went for the sort of mid-price one. So we went to Screwfix yesterday afternoon to go and pick one up, and we're hoping this is going to make light work of all this stuff we've got to make. We were excited to put the mixer together as it was our first bit of building machinery we've bought.
But she's cool.
It's big, isn't it?
Yeah. I name you Oren, which means orange in Welsh. We're very basic here.
Oren.
Oren, Oren, Oren. Happy with it?
Yeah, it looks solid. Like, obviously this wasn't the most expensive one, but we didn't go for the cheapest one. Seems quite solid. Obviously don't put it on wet, unstable ground. That looks good.
We're so excited to introduce you to today's video sponsor, Waterdrop. If you're new to Waterdrop, they specialise in making efficient water purifiers dedicated to improving global water quality. Waterdrop are on an important mission to provide safe and clean drinking water for everybody. Waterdrop kindly sent us one of their 2.25 gallon King Tank gravity water filters, which has been a game changer for us not only on the land but also on our camping trips too. We first came across Waterdrop after seeing our friends Frankie Off-Grid on YouTube using the King Tank on their off-grid property in Portugal. And we loved the look of them so much we planned on ordering some of these for our future campsite on the land. So we were so excited when Waterdrop got in touch about wanting to send us one, as they were already in our shopping baskets. When you order the King Tank, it comes with the upper chamber, lower chamber, water level, metal spigot and 2 water filters. As you can see, it's really easy to put together. It's made out of 304 food grade stainless steel and is corrosive resistant, which will come in handy for when we are using them outside in our campsite area. For us, as we don't have running water in our caravan, the King Tank has become an everyday essential for us. It uses an activated carbon and resin filter, helping reduce fluoride, giving us access to clean and great tasting water on demand. We particularly love the size of the King Tank. With a generous 9.5 litre capacity, the filter lifespan can process up to 23,000 litres of water, saving up to 45,000 plastic bottles over 3 years of usage, which is amazing. The King Tank has a 98.95% filter reduction of chlorine, as well as filtering out soil, sand, rust, unwanted taste or bad odours, sediment and heavy metals from your drinking water. It also has a red ball which helps signals the King Tank's water level, showing you when you need to add water and also help avoid any overflow. Waterdrop has such an incredible variety of different filters available, all available from their website www.waterdropfilter.com. To find out more and to get 40% off site-wide from the 7th to the 15th of October, head to the link in our description. Thanks again to Waterdrop for supporting our channel and project. So some of our neighbours have got horses and they've said that we can go down whenever we need to get manure for our garden. So I'm about to start planting some garlic and I've read that manure is really good to help it grow. So we're going to take them some of our fresh eggs as a thank you for the manure. So I'm just going to see if we've got any... Oh, Reed's in here. Here you go. Here you go. Are you okay? So I've got one egg, so it's really cool because all the chickens started laying at different times. We learned what colour shell matched with each chicken. So this is from Ira, or as we like to call her, Hawk. She was the first one to start laying, but now all 4 girls have started laying, and the colours of the eggs are just amazing. So Reed's in at the moment. Good girl. So she's obviously laying, so I'm going to close her back in, but she does the most beautiful blue eggs. So I had a little stamp made for our egg boxes, so I'm just going to stamp it before we take it down to our neighbours. Okay, I think that's covered. There's no eggies here. Okay. Beep, beep, beep.
Can you leave it?
Good girl. Look how cool that looks. This is our first box of eggs we're going to give to our neighbours. All stamped up. So when we have guests on the land, we love the idea of like letting them go and pick their eggs, or we just leave them a welcome basket with our fresh eggs in, but yeah. We dropped off the eggs to our neighbours and then we went over to collect the goods.
We've just come down to our neighbours. This is their pile of horse manure. I've been told this is like 15, 20 years worth of manure. So the best stuff is at the bottom, so a bit of work to get there. Today we're just taking a builder's bucket worth so we can plant some garlic. But they've said come the spring when we want to plant a lot more stuff, we can come back with a trailer and help ourselves. Oh. Smells a bit fresh. Why am I doing this? Actually, you're the one who wants to.
Okay.
Good colour choice of trousers. So here's the goods.
Here is the goods for the garden.
Some well rotted down horse manure.
Thank you to Zoe and Sally.
And Alfie.
And Alfie. We just realised we're putting this in the back of the Defender and Maggie's in the back, so she's quite interested in things this nice and smelly, so we're going to have to try and stop her from eating it.
Or rolling it.
Or rolling in it. That's her preferred behaviour for something that smells really bad. She likes covering her whole body with it, so we'll see how this goes. Oh gosh, it's not for you. Back. Does it smell nice? Does it smell nice?
It's Christmas. Make sure it's not split over.
In your bed? In your bed? In your bed? Don't leave. In your bed? You want a snack? In your bed then? Good girl. So I'm back in the garden. I'm going to start clearing this raised bed to make room for some garlic. At the front we've got our rocket, so this has all started flowering and all the seed pods have started appearing. So I'm going to leave this as long as I can so it can dry out naturally on the plant, and then get ready to harvest all the seeds from the seed pods, and I can save them to plant next spring. But here we had all of our spinach which started dying off, so this area is clear, and then we've got our purple sprouting broccoli which I'm going to start removing because as you can see it's been completely eaten by all of the slugs and the butterflies. And I'm going to add some manure to this area here because I read that garlic really loves manure and it helps it just grow a lot better than just normal compost. So I'm just going to start removing all of this. So yesterday I cleared this raised bed to make room for my garlic I'm going to plant. So we went and collected the manure from our neighbours, so I'm just going to mix this in with the soil just to add some more nutrients for it for the garlic. John was saying his granddad used to add manure to a bucket and fill it up with water and use it to water his plants, so all the plants were getting all the nutrients from their water with the mixed in manure, which is quite a good idea. So that's something that we're going to do for the garden over the winter. So a lot of you were commenting to us on Instagram saying that horse manure is actually a lot more acidic than other animals. So we're only going to put a little bit of this in, and then hopefully in the future we are going to make our own compost bin, and we're going to start saving our chicken waste and using that then for our vegetables and plant beds. Okay, so I've just finished mixing in all the manure into my soil and I'm ready to start planting the garlic. So this is my first time ever planting garlic, and John and I have garlic in pretty much every meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner. We love it. And the amazing thing is, out of these 4 bulbs, I'm gonna have about, what, 50 plus cloves, and each one of those cloves will turn into their own individual garlic plant. So we went to a garden centre to buy these. You think you could just get them from the supermarket, but after watching a lot of people's YouTube videos and reading about it, we discovered that in supermarkets they tend to put chemicals on them so they don't germinate in store. So you have to go to a garden centre to get these. So I'm just going to get ready to plant them. Oh, wow, you get loads in here.
They look like much bigger cloves than what you get in a lot of supermarket stuff as well.
Yeah, look how big these are. They're massive. And I also read a lot of the garlic in supermarkets is actually the wrong type to actually grow in the UK because it's imported.
Never would have thought that.
They said that when you're planting garlic, you should only plant the big cloves. You should avoid planting the little ones, so always go for the bigger, juicier ones. Okay, I'm going to start planting the garlic. So you do it tip facing up, and it's 25 centimetres apart and 1 inch down. So it's 1 hand and half my little finger. Right, so I'm just going to start planting it. This is quite exciting. Cover you. 1. Grow well. Okay, so I've just finished planting the garlic in our raised bed. I managed to fit 28 cloves in this area here, and then once I finish drying out the rocket and harvest the seeds, I'll clear the rocket out and plant more garlic. So this whole raised bed will become a garlic bed. And a special thank you to all of you that entered our Veggie raised bed competition a few videos back. And I'm finally excited to announce the winner. So Laura de Graft, if you're watching, you have won a raised bed. I will send you a message and let you know how you can claim your prize, or feel free to reach out to us on Instagram. But now I'm done in the garden, I'm gonna go and see how John's getting on.
It's got a solar powered cement mixer. And that says it can run for 12 hours. But it's empty at the moment, so we'll see how much it takes. But massive thanks to EcoFlow. We actually won a giveaway of theirs last year when we literally just started our channel. I think we had 3,000 subscribers back then. So we actually won one of their house kits, which is what we're going to be putting into this shower block to run everything. And in that conversation we had with them, we sort of explained what we were doing, and since then they have been sending us a couple of their products to try. So the one that we're going to be using to power this whole shower block build is the EcoFlow Delta Pro. This beast next to me, it's on wheels, so you can cart it about. This can power 3,600 watt tools. So basically any power tool that we're going to need for any of our builds, this should be able to handle it. So this is the first time we've ever used a cement mixer. We bought it so we can save our back and shoulders because the wheelbarrow sucked. But yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Only thing I've seen online is they say put a bit of water in first so everything doesn't stick to the back. So we'll just do that first and then go from there. We're just going to do the same size mix that we were doing in the wheelbarrow. So it worked out to be 4 bags of ballast to like 1 good shovel load of the cement powder. We're just going to go like that and see how we get on. Try not to make too much mess. Now that we've put in 4 bags of ballast, the cement and the water, there's a bit of weight in there. The EcoFlow is now running at nearly 350 watts. And with our 80% charge we've got, that'll run for nearly 8 hours. So it's basically like a full working day running this all day. Pretty crazy.
That looks
Doesn't seem to be binding like it was the other day.
And that looks like full though, spiciness.
Chicken?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Good. All of it.
It does look like before.
Are you good with that? And I'll start the next one.
Yes, right.
Yeah, so this is how we've got on with the concrete piers for the shower block. So we finished 4 at the back. They're completely level now. We've got the corner ones ready. We're not going to put you through the misery of watching us do all the rest because it's quite repetitive, and filming it is actually slowing us down. But once we finish pouring these now, we're going to have to leave the concrete for a good couple of weeks to go off, because what we're going to be putting into the concrete to support our timbers is we're going to be using these brackets. So the way we're going to be fastening these to the concrete pillars, we're going to be drilling into it and then using epoxy resin to actually glue anchors in. And so it's going to take a good few weeks for this to be hard enough to drill without damaging the concrete. So that's the end of today's video. We're excited for what we're getting on to next week. So while this concrete's going to be curing for the next couple of weeks, we're going to finally get our chassis and put it on our concrete slab, get it all ready, get it level, so we can start the tiny house build, so starting on the flooring. So really looking forward to that. So if you want some extra content, our second episode of our Welsh language series with S4C is now live, and we're going to put that link at the end of the video. But thanks for watching, thanks for liking and subscribing. If you don't follow us already, come and follow us on Instagram, and look forward to seeing you next time.
Click the video here to watch our second episode with S4C.
Cliciwch y fideo yma I gwylio'r ail pennod o'r cyfres ar S4C.